Hi, my name is Justin Kodak, RN on the unit here, and we are here to discuss Ebony's post-fall huddle. Today with me I have John, the LPN, I have Jane, the UAP, and Joseph, the social worker. Also, I have Jill from physical therapy in on this meeting as well. I'd like to talk about Ebony's fall we had just a few minutes ago, where she was found on the floor bleeding from the head. She claimed she waited about 10 minutes with the call bell on with no response, so she decided to get up and toilet herself and went to the bathroom on her own and indeed fell. Um, After Hoyer lifting her back into bed, we discussed proper timing with the call bell, stuff like that, and we are attributing it to another syncopal episode she may have had. Um, Her neuro checks checked out, her vital signs were stable, and she did have a laceration above her eyebrow that we did clean and dress. For this fall, we used the Morse Fall scale. Um, the first aspect states history of falling, which gives you a score of 25. Secondly, she has a secondary diagnosis of diabetes, um, which we found out wasn't technically attributed to the fall. Her sugar was 105, so that was normal. Um, Third is whether she uses a cane, walker, or wheelchair to get around. She uses a cane, so we score her at 15. These scores combined within the first three already give her a high risk of above 51, which is a high risk of falling. The fourth aspect of the scale, does she have an IV in? She does, which gives her another 20 points. Five, she scored a 0 because she has normal gait. Um, and six is change in mental status, which she did not have. She was alert and oriented times three. She knew what she was doing, but she just may have gotten up too fast. Thought she could make it to the bathroom on her own, but she did not. Um, we are kind of lucky the way it ended up with her not breaking any bones or having any abnormal vital signs. But we are going to implement some interventions here. Firstly, and most importantly, is having the call bell within reach. I do understand the call bell is on, and that comes back on us. We need to be more timely in answering the call bell and not making her wait to go to the bathroom. I understand we are very busy, but we need to pick that up. Um, she was seen by physical therapy, and we decided to make her a one assist. Or Jill from physical therapy decided to make her a one assist until this further testing for the syncopal episodes comes back and see where she's at. Maybe within a day or two, she can be back on her own, walking to the bathroom and ambulating throughout the unit. But for now, we're going to stick with the one assist. When you're in doing cares with Ebony, we want to make sure that the bed's in the lowest position. Obviously, you can adjust the bed when you're in there doing cares to a height that you like. Um, Also, we are going to implement the floor mats, which are already in there. We already put them in her room. We already put those in after the fall. One thing we did notice with the fall, her non-skid socks were not on her at the time of the fall, and they were on her bedside table. We need to make sure that we are checking those and we are putting those on and making sure she's wearing them at all times. I understand she may not want to wear them when she's sleeping, but it's mostly for her safety. And I'm going to designate Jane to put those non-skid socks on as soon as this meeting adjourns. Um, Her blood sugar was within normal limits, but she does have an order for in between meal snacks. So just to avoid a low blood sugar, we should be doing that too. And I'm going to assign that and make sure everybody's all on the same page with that. Another thing we are going to implement is moving her closer to the nurses station, just in case something else like this happens. And I assigned John, the LPN. Him and another person are going to go and get her things and her moved to a bed closer to the nurses station for hopefully a quicker response time, and we can check on her more frequently, especially with an IV infusing. I invited Joseph to the meeting for as a social worker to keep him up to date and um, keep him up to date on the care plan and what we're implementing with Ebony. So if he does end up talking to family or anything, to keep them posted as well. But after the fall did occur, I myself reported it to the family and made them aware of what was going on, what her condition was like, and what we're going to do to try and fix things for Ebony to make them more accessible. Lastly, her neuro checks were within normal limits, but we are going to continue to monitor her vital signs. We're going to do every 15 minutes for the first 2 hours, and then once every half hour, and then an hour, and then we're going to continue that throughout the day until the next day when the doctor comes in to see her. Um, Other than that, um, as we continue to work on these interventions, I believe we will be able to help Ebony out here. I want to thank you all for attending the meeting, and I'll catch you on the floor.